Just to show you, it's not always that bad. This is what a more typical day looked like. We had a very nice 3-day stop in Puerto Chiapas, Mexico. We had some Mexican mechanics help us with some needed repairs, enjoyed a great meal, practiced using the anchor, and then bought some more fuel to head to Panama. Panama is a very busy place, but it is well organized. We were visited by veteran missionary Jim Childress, who gave us some great feedback on the use of seaboat. We started the Panama Canal transit on Friday night, and we anchored halfway through in pitch black darkness. Continued the transit during the day Saturday, and we just tried to stay out of the way of the big fellas. It is amazing to realize the canal has been in use for over 100 years, and they are still using the same original locks. They handle about 60 vessels a day. This canal is used 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. They have the routine down pretty well. Here we will pass by a big fellow as we're staying to the right of the channel. Here we are approaching the last set of locks. The blue ship to the left is going to be behind us as we go through the locks. We pull into the first lock and pull to the starboard side. The small yacht will tie up to our port side, and then the big blue fellow comes in behind us. Once he's in place, then they will start letting the water out of the lock. There are a series of 3 locks on the Pacific and on the Atlantic side. Going through each 3 locks consumes 52 million gallons of water. In 100 years, the lake has never run dry, just telling you how much rain they have in the rainforest of Panama. Going through the 3 locks, you change elevation by about 85 feet. Repeat the same evolution 3 times. As we come to the end of the second lock, you will see my favorite scene from the entire trip. Looking out over the Caribbean Ocean was just a marvelous sight. It was a thing of beauty. This is the big ship that was sharing the lock with us. We were ahead of schedule, so I decided we could do a swim call. It looked so inviting, I decided to join in the fun. But then Colberts told me they had seen a shark, so I decided to check it out. Again, the swim call.
Whoa. Whoa.
We quickly got back into the routine of our transit as we headed towards Alabama. We had a few last-minute jobs to finish up. Once we reached Alabama, we went up a small river, teeming with commercial vessels, to reach our final destination at the boatyard. To show you how small the river is, notice how close to the dredge we come as we approach the drawbridge. will be at this boatyard for 2 to 3 weeks while they paint the hull. And then we will move to another location where we will need to finish painting the superstructure and doing some minor repairs. This was an amazing adventure shared with some wonderful servants of our Lord. We covered 5,800 miles in 43 days. But this trip just proved how seaworthy and reliable Sea Hope is. We need God's wisdom and provision as we go forward. Please keep us in your prayers.
Amen.
I put that movie together in the days after we got in, and I haven't had a chance to update it. A couple things have changed. They have not finished painting the boat. The boatyard owner is a believer, and he's a Baptist, and he does some mission work too, you know. I got to talk to him, and just the way they talk down there. He said, listen, what's your schedule? I said, I got to get out of your way by November 5th. He said, no. When's your next trip? I said, look, I have to go raise money. We don't have the money yet. He said, well, do you mind if I work on you as I can? Let me go do some other jobs to keep my cash flow up. It'll save you some money. I said, I'm interested. Let's do that. So he hired a couple of young men to scrape the paint and whatnot, and they walked away. So the boat is tied up there. He's working on it when he can, but he's got a couple other jobs he's working on. That's given us a chance to paint the boat in that yard. He lets us work there. For those of you that came up to New Jersey to the boatyard, this yard is about 1/3 that size.
Wow.
He only has, it's himself and 3 others, I think, that work there. It's very small, family-run business, and he's been amazing to help us. It's been good. So I think we'll be there, at least until February and maybe longer. What's the future? This trip truly is a testimony to God's provision and God's protection. That's the first step. The ministry now starts. The ministry is to get the gospel spread to lost and hurting people. We will use the vehicle of medicine, we will use the vehicle of carrying relief supplies to be the thing that opens the door. But the ministry is spreading the gospel. I think the ministry is going to be focused on the Caribbean islands. I say I think because I don't know. I'm just here to follow God's direction. When I say pray for wisdom for us, I'm serious. I need you to pray that God would just show me. I'm sort of like that movie, you remember, if you build it, they will come?
Oh, yeah.
If you get the boat, it will be used. Amen. Where God is going to use it and how God is going to use it is His business. It's my business to get it and my business to drive it and prepare it and let Him do the rest. And I'm just trying to be responsive to His direction. But if you were to ask me, I think we're going to probably end up looking to put the boat in Puerto Rico. And I'm going to focus the ministry, I believe, on the islands of the Caribbean. And brother, also Venezuela. Venezuela is going to fall at some point. And those people are hurting. We could go and work Venezuela probably for the rest of our lives. The amount of fuel we spent coming from Seattle, Washington down to Bayou Abache, Alabama will fuel the boat for 1 year in the Caribbean. Let's put it in perspective. To get from Gulfport, Mississippi to Puerto Rico is about $10,000 worth of fuel at today's market. Why should I spend $10,000 to get there and $10,000 to come back? I'd rather stay down there and spend that $20,000 reaching people for Christ. Amen. So, I heard a message by David Gibbs talking about Peter and Jesus walking on the water. Amen. Do not ask God for the hard. Do not ask God for the difficult. Ask Him for the impossible. Step out of the boat. Step away from the boat and have no plan B. I have no plan B. Plan A is our house goes on the market in January. We're selling everything we own. We're wholeheartedly into this ministry. I ask you to come with us. I'm asking for people to volunteer to serve short-term crew, long-term crew, anytime crew. We're going to need people. I'm going to need a place to put the boat. I'm gonna need insurance, I'm gonna need a crew, and I hate to say it, I'm gonna need money. The dirty secret of missions is it runs on money. And I need diesel fuel. You know, 13,000 gallons of diesel fuel is not necessarily gonna be given to me. So last Sunday, I was in a church, and a man said, I think my brother's got 5,000 gallons of fuel to give away. He's still my heart.
Oh,
5,000 gallons would just about top my tank off right now. I hope that comes true. I'm just praying. So pray for us. Seriously, pray for us. God has put me, you know, it's an amazing puzzle that God is putting together. We are but a piece of the puzzle. We are bringing the ship. A pastor looked me in the eye and said, buddy, a year ago I saw that boat for sale and I wanted to buy it, but I don't know anything about a boat. And I said, Lord, that boat would be wonderful in the Caribbean. And here, buddy, you have the boat. Buddy, you don't know, but there's another man that's got an airplane. Buddy, you don't know there's another man that's got a tent. Buddy, you don't know, but I don't know it all. I'm but a piece. And that's all I am. And I am a nobody. I just drive ships for a living. Whatever skill God has given you, He's given it to you to use in His service.
Amen.
We didn't have any skilled mechanics on that boat, but there was not a problem that came up that collectively our skills didn't blend together to meet it. That's the whole point. The body of Christ isn't complete without you and your skills, whatever that skill is. So thank you. Thank you guys for your support. The church supports us. I know the pastor supports us. I know the people here that pray for us. I know the Sunday school classes donated money. You don't know what you guys mean to us. And I thank my God on every remembrance of you. Thank you very much.
Well, as that gets you excited about serving the Lord, He is able. And I'm just thrilled. You young people here, if this sounded like an adventure and fun, let me just tell you, give God your heart and serve Him no matter what, and this is the kind of stuff you get to be a part of. And it's worth it. It is worth it. All the other things, they don't satisfy. Be in the center of His will and watch what God will do. And maybe down the road, some of you will sail with Sea Hope. That would be exciting. Buddy and I have already talked. You guys that serve on our Men for Missions teams, we need to get another team back down there and do some more work on this vessel. And so, Tommy, put that in the back of your mind, and Brother Rock, right, and let's be thinking about that, and see what God will do. All right. Well, this has been encouraging, and our time is up tonight. I'm going to ask the pastoral staff if they will come. I believe they have some reminders to share with you. Make sure that as you leave tonight, go by the preyear's table, all right, and grab a prayer card and visit with them. Let me just mention these things. First, help is needed in the bookstore. If one of you ladies, God will lay it on your heart to be an assistant there when Sister Canfield can't be here, do you like to run that bookstore? An important ministry. Please contact the church office or see me about that. You saw an email this week, December 3 to 19. We're helping the Chesapeake Police Department collect toys again for needy families in Western Branch. A display will be set up in the foyer in just a week. The age groups in the email so that you know what age groups to buy toys for. That was out last week, and we'll send it out again this week. Thank you for your participation with that.
Just another reminder about the cantata. We still have lots of tickets back there. We'd like to give them all out. We have 2,500 of them that we have. And so you find as many folks as you can to give them out, and then the prayer cards, if you'll fill that out as well, so we can pray together corporately, that the Lord will really bless those two services, and we want to see these folks saved, not just in a moment of entertainment. There's a time for us to reach people for Christ in this neighborhood and in your neighborhood as well. With that in mind, we have some of these posters. If you've got a store in your area that you can post one, if you've got some place at your work that you know they'll let you put it up, take it and put it up. And if there's more needed, there's some more up in the office. You see this for see us for those, and we'll see you get them.
Just a reminder to all of you about the praise service this Tuesday evening. Looking forward to that time. Also, next Sunday we'll begin our winter quarter. Ladies, if you're planning to be a part of that special study, the ladies class will be doing on the providence of God. Make sure that you sign up out in the foyer for that. And all the ladies are welcome to be a part of that if you'd like to join with the Virtuous Women's class for that quarter. Also, Pastor mentioned the bookstore ministry, but the live stream ministry, we also have the opportunity. Some guys are interested in getting involved there, helping run the cameras and the equipment that we use to make sure that these services can be up on our website for folks that aren't able to make it. So if you're interested in getting involved in that, you have a burden for that ministry. If you see myself or get in touch with the church office, we'd love to get you involved there. I wanted to clear up something as far as the cards for Matt and Nikki. There was some concern. I said just cards. And there was some concern about people that wanted to put some things in those cards. What I meant by that is we can't take big gifts over there to them. So the way that my dad put it is whatever you can fit in that Christmas card envelope, feel free to do that, all right? For those of you, I know some of you want to be a special blessing to them that way. That's not what I meant when I said no gifts. But thank you for your concern. Thank you for the many of you who have already been a part of that. Let's have a word of prayer. If you stand with me, and we'll pray and ask the Lord's blessing as we go. Father, it is such a blessing to see such a clear testimony of your grace and your working. Lord, thank you for these servants of yours and their heart to be used by you. What a challenge it is to every one of us. And I pray that you help us all, Father. We all have steps of faith you desire us to take. Help us to be willing to step out trusting only you. Whether that step of faith would be us sharing the gospel with someone this week, whether it would be taking a stand for you in a way that we haven't in the past, whatever it would be, Father, help us to be obedient and to do that this week. Bless this special week, many of us, as we spend time with family and enjoy this holiday. Would you help us to keep you first? Amen. And help us to remember that every good gift and every perfect gift is from above. Yes. It comes down from the Father of lights. Thank you for your love for us, for all the good gifts you give. As we go this evening, we ask for your blessing and your presence with us. Would you help us to encourage each other this week? We pray this in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Amen.